put a face to the song.
It's fun to watch, and it's a good bonding thing with friends.
Something that you can't capture on camera. You have to be there. You have to feel it.
What do you think of artists who do charge anywhere between $50 to $75 for tickets?
There are people
Who charges that much money?
Who does
Apparently.
that? Madonna
How much
does?
do we charge a ticket, John? 17 to 18 bucks a ticket? Wow.
Madonna charges $50.
Apparently. 50 to 75.
We go from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8. Pretty soon.
It's all over, man.
People are really conditioned to be stressed out when they come to see a ticketed show, you know? I feel like when you're walking into a venue, I mean, I've seen this again and again. People walk into our space and then they're all of a sudden panicking, looking like, oh, did I leave my ID in the car? Oh my God, do you have your ticket? Oh, we need to download an app. Oh my God, what is going on? And you know, at the Cedar, that's like, if you don't have your ticket, we can find the name that you purchased the ticket under and, you know, get you scanned in that way. And we really just try to like mellow people out. Like, it's okay, you're at the Cedar.
We can reserve 2 spots for you.
I think the volunteers are, for me, kind of the most important element to the Cedar, along with, you know, what's happening on stage. They help us distribute tickets, scan people in as they enter, you know, they greet people on their way into the Cedar. They save us so much time and money and effort, and they do it just out of the kindness of their own hearts, and somehow they enjoy doing it too.
Who's this for?
Hey there, welcome to the Cedar Green Room. One of the best green rooms in the Twin Cities as far as I'm concerned, probably in the world. If you come on in here, we've got lots of cool stuff. We've got a really nice map over here that features locations of where bands are from who've played here in the past. I believe this is a map of Scandinavia here. We used to get a lot of Scandinavian artists back in the day. I just love going through these posters because it's a real trip down memory lane at the Cedar. You know, like there's Eleanor Friedberger here. It's kind of cool. She drew a portrait of herself on our wall rather than putting a poster up, and it's a little crude, but I think it's kind of cool. And Tartarelena here, this was their first show ever in America, so that's kind of exciting to think about. And there's just a lot of shows here that have happened, probably shows that have happened before either of us were born, and shows that'll happen long after we're gone, hopefully, that will someday get memorialized in this green room. Our rest in peace to City Pages, our old Twin Cities weekly alt magazine. Yeah, this was our Best of the Twin Cities Award, Cedar Cultural Center Best Alternative Music Club, 1994. So, you know, I think we still hold that mantle today in the Twin Cities, but I was born in 1994, so that just, you know, that means a lot to me. I feel like this is kind of a serendipitous, like, if you remove this plaque, the whole building will fall, you know, so hopefully that won't happen. Definitely a trip down the Twin Cities Musical Hall of Fame memory lane coming into this green room. Basically, when it's showtime, I let the artists know that we usually give an intro before the act starts, that typically relies on me to thank our funders and various grant programming that is able to support our awesome shows, and then the artists come straight through these doors onto the stage. So I'll show you that here. It's kind of nice. You can walk straight from the green room right onto the stage. A huge part of that accessibility is, like, you know, anyone can volunteer. We don't have a minimum amount of volunteer shifts that you need to do. If you sign up for our orientation and then there's just that one show that you want to volunteer for because you really want to go see it and you just can't quite afford the ticket, you can go ahead and feel free to do that, sign up for that show, and then boom, that's yours. We started last year as our Summer at the Cedar program, where we did like 8 nights of free music out on our plaza. We opened up our gates of our fence, and right around 6:30 every night, the music would start and go for about 2 hours. And it was really cool. After a while, like a certain scene gathered where people who were in the neighborhood on a regular basis on a Tuesday night, they came through, they were like, let's do this, let's go see what's happening at the Cedar, bring our camping chairs. We really just make our biggest effort to make things as discounted or free if you simply can't afford to see the show, but you still really want to go see it. Artists from outside of North America have such a different perspective on art and on history and on language and on how they communicate, and ultimately, you know, we all speak the universal language of music, we all speak the universal language of love, and I feel like it's just fascinating to see, you know, those nuances translated in different ways from people from other cultures. I remember a few years ago we were doing our Global Roots Fest, and we had 2 different artists, a group named Pull-Up, who are like an Estonian eccentric folk duo, and African kind of party band named Kwankwa. I walked backstage in between their sets, and the members of Pull-Up, who had just gotten off stage, were playing their instruments in the green room while one of the members of Kwankwa was singing and dancing and playing along with his own instruments. And, you know, these are 2 artists who are from, you know, completely different sides of the world. I don't think that they had ever met each other or even heard of each other before they both came to the Cedar to play a show together. But here they were jamming, right? Speaking that universal language of music. And that's just like, that to me is like what the Cedar's all about.